What if your life is not shaped by what happens to you, but by the meaning you give to it? Carl Jung once said, "It all depends on how we look at things, and not how they are in themselves." And that one sentence explains more about human experience than most self-help books combined. It's not the breakup, not the job loss, not the failure. It's the story you attach to it. It ruined me, or it woke me up. Same event, two different lives. We think we react to reality, but we don't. We react to our interpretation of reality, and that interpretation shapes our emotions, our decisions, our identity. Jung wasn't offering comfort. He was showing us a mirror. How you see the world is the world you live in. Change the lens, and the whole picture shifts. So when something happens, pause. Before you label it good or bad, ask yourself, what does this mean to me? Because that meaning will become your experience. This is not denial. This is not pretending. This is awareness. This is choosing. This is how you stop being a victim of the moment and start becoming the author of your life. Jung taught that perception is power, and the way you choose to see things, that's your freedom. Most people wait for circumstances to change so they can feel better. But Jung flips that. He says, change how you see, and the rest will follow. That's not magic. That's mindset. And mindset is what quietly writes the script of your life. Think about the last thing that upset you. Was it the thing itself? Or was it what you told yourself about it? He shouldn't have said that. I don't deserve this. This always happens to me. Now imagine changing the narrative. What is this teaching me? What part of me needs healing? Is this an ending or a beginning in disguise? Carl Jung believed the unconscious shapes our reality more than we know. But with awareness, with reflection, we bring light to those dark corners. And when you bring light, the fear shrinks. So many of us carry old meanings from childhood, from past relationships, from failure. They become filters, silent rules, and we keep reliving the same patterns, not because life won't change, but because we haven't changed the meaning. This is why Jung's teachings are timeless. They don't give you answers. They give you a better question. What story are you living in? Because if you can change the story, you can change everything. Not everything that happens to you is your fault, but everything that happens to you becomes your responsibility the moment you decide what it means. And that's the shift, from reacting to responding, from surviving to understanding. Jung believed the soul doesn't speak in facts. It speaks in symbols, in dreams, in emotion. And those symbols carry meaning, unique to you. So when something in life shakes you, it's not just pain. It might be a message, not from the world outside, but from deep within. As Jung said, who looks outside dreams. Who looks inside awakes. When you look inside, you realize your past didn't break you. Your thoughts about it did. And your healing won't come from changing the past, but from changing your relationship to it. So maybe the real question is not, why did this happen to me? But what part of me needed this to grow? Not everything that hurts is wrong, and not everything that feels good is right. Wisdom begins when we stop asking life to be easy and start asking ourselves to see it clearly. Carl Jung wasn't promising a perfect life. He was offering you something better, an inner life. A life where you are not just reacting to the surface, but living from a deeper place of choice, of awareness, of meaning. You lose a job. Some say it's a setback. But maybe it's a space being cleared for something that fits you better. You get rejected. Some call it failure. But maybe it's protection from something not meant for your growth. Pain doesn't always mean punishment. Sometimes it's a redirection. Sometimes it's the only language your soul has to get your attention. And this is what Jung teaches us. Meaning is not found. It's created, moment by moment, thought by thought. And when you become aware of that, you stop waiting for life to hand you peace. You start making it. The truth is, no one escapes pain. No one escapes change. But some people suffer with purpose. and others suffer with bitterness. The difference is meaning. So how do you begin? You begin by noticing your story. What do you tell yourself about what's happened to you? Do you believe you're broken? Or do you believe you're being rebuilt? Even the worst day can become the foundation of the best version of you, but only if you choose to see it that way. This isn't toxic positivity. This is conscious authorship. This is the radical act of saying, I don't control everything that happens to me, but I do control what it becomes inside me. Carl Jung didn't just study the human mind. He listened to its silence. He followed the symbols. He watched how people repeated the same pain over and over because the meaning they gave it never changed. We all carry old wounds, and most of us carry old meanings with them. My father left, so I must not be lovable. I failed once, so I must not be capable. These people rejected me, so something must be wrong with me. But those are meanings you inherited, not truths. And what Jung reminds us is this: you can go back, you can rewrite it. Not the event, but the meaning. You can revisit a memory and bring new light to it. You can stop being the victim of your past and become the interpreter of it. This is the real shadow work. Not pretending things didn't hurt, but choosing what they now mean in your story. It's hard. It's confronting. But it's also the most powerful thing you can do. Because once you change what something means to you, it no longer owns you. It becomes a page, not the whole book. It becomes a chapter, not the ending. And that's when transformation begins. Not when life gets easier, but when you see it with different eyes. But meaning isn't just shaped by the past. It's filtered through who we think we are. Jung called it the persona, the mask we wear to fit in, to be accepted, to stay safe. We build it early, we adjust it often, and slowly, we mistake it for our true self. But behind that mask is the shadow. Not just the dark parts we hide, but also the light we've buried. Our voice, our desires, our truth. All the things we learned not to show. And here's the twist. The meaning we give to life is often chosen by the mask to protect us from the shadow. We say, I'm not creative. I'm not enough. I don't deserve love. But are those facts? Or are they just meanings shaped by a self we created to survive? Jung invites us to go deeper, to take off the mask, to face the shadow. Not to fix it, but to integrate it. Because only then can we see clearly. Only then can we choose meaning, not from fear, but from truth. And maybe that's what freedom really is. Not the absence of pain, but the presence of meaning you chose, with your whole self. So the next time something breaks, pause, breathe. Ask not just, why is this happening to me? But, what meaning do I want to give this? Because in the end, you don't live what happens to you. You live what it means. And that is your power. Thank you very much for watching. See you. Goodbye.